I'm starting to notice some very disturbing trends as to consumerism, culture, and consumption of technology. If you're someone who makes money online, makes money through posting videos, has learned how to make money online through sharing videos, you might have fallen into the excuse of, I need to consume or I need to understand what's happening in order to see success. Now, this could not be further from the truth. As someone who works with hundreds of entrepreneurs, business owners, all operating online businesses, I can tell you that at this point, it literally feels like watching a movie is productive. The way our brain matter has literally been eaten from the inside out from short form content, short form trends. I can only speak on so much in this video. It's almost spiritual, this kind of video that I'm making today. So I want to let you guys know that if you understand what these things are that I'm about to list off, then you are probably falling for psyops, falling for promotions and scams, and can't even think for yourself at this point, and you really need to rethink the direction that you're heading in. Okay. And it takes only a person who knows these things to know someone or to know these things. So, first off, monitoring the situation. This has become a trend to be someone who monitors the situation, essentially to be an unemployed person on Twitter, just constantly scanning new misinformation from accounts from foreign countries, posting media about geopolitics. This is doing nothing for you. You think that, oh, this is going to relate to your stock portfolio, this is going to relate to the content that you make. I'm telling you, if you're, hey, babe, I've been monitoring the situation, I know exactly who just died in the Iran-Israel war. Like, this is not healthy. You're going to look back a month from now and be like, I was putting how much energy into monitoring the current state of geopolitics with my time. It's gotten to the point where you'd be better off watching the news, the way that this shapes your mind and shapes the dreams that you have, the way that you view, yourself in this small world. Okay, so if you're monitoring this situation, good luck. Good luck with these types of people. And like I said, it's become now like a trend to be someone who monitors the situation. More trends that we've been seeing that are eating your brain matter as someone who tries to make money online, who also understands the dynamic marketing aspects behind a lot of this stuff, will have Claude Okay. How many people fell for buying a Mac Mini or changing their entire offer overnight because of an AI tool that became a trend for a week? You really couldn't tell if it was a trend, if it was a promotion, if it was legit. And so how much time do people go and waste posting about Claudebot, downloading Claudebot, doing all this research about Claudebot? Like, you would have never done these things if it didn't happen on your feed like a trend. Okay. Another thing is Clav frame mogging OSU frat leader. I saw Fernando Mendoza being interviewed about this and he understood what this meant. So I'm hoping you guys also understand how fucking stupid it is to understand that Clav got frame mogged by an ASU frat leader. What state of entertainment are we even at? What state of culture are we even at to where people that we used to like look up to have now been drawn down, like Andrew Tate and a lot of like past, people that you used to watch? And it's like, we're in this current state of the market to where like this really dumb, insecure incel culture is the top trending thing. Okay. So if you understand this stuff, looks maxing, Clav frame mogging, ASU frat leader, I've got, some bad news for you. More stuff like the Epstein files, Erica Kirk conspiracy theories, prediction markets. All of these things were current trends that are meaningless to you and your future and to your life. Why is the Epstein files bad? exposing demonic stuff, making us all mad, desensitizing the public to future information. You know how much people spent so much energy and time on the Epstein files in the moment when the prediction markets first came out with Polymarket, and people were, monitoring the situation, betting on wars, betting on anything, any kind of thing they could bet on. This, not realizing that they are literally a victim of an algorithmic promotion at large scale. Same thing with Clav, mogging the ASU frat leader. It became a meme because you're actually a victim of an algorithmic exploitation, why that is trending. Okay. Monitoring the situation, Epstein files, Erica Kirk rabbit hole conspiracy, all of these things are fed to you from the algorithm and get you creating open thought patterns and loops that relate nothing to your success. Okay, so you're losing brain matter. I think there are studies now that say that you're actually losing brain matter by participating and understanding and consuming this language. All right, so if you know what any of these things were, then you need to realize that you are stuck in a bubble of thinking that is dictating your thinking, your feeling, and your willing. The things that, as a leader, move you forward. You think about things, you feel things, and you will things into existence. All right. And all of this is ruining your thinking, your feeling, and your winning. So what can we do to get out of this? All right. I've been studying this. I've been doing this on myself. So what I want you guys to do is download Opal, which is this app on your phone that'll block these apps, and truly understand the cost of the time on your phone as a human being who has one life on Earth with 24 hours in a day. How much screen time are you actually taking up? And really understand that you have one life, and that you're literally going to spend 10, 15 years of your life on a phone on your deathbed and be like, oh, I remembered Claudebot and Clav and Epstein files, blah, 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 blah. No, stop. Realize what's being stolen from you and realize that it's being done for a reason, okay? So another thing that you can do is delete the apps on your phone. And if you really want to expose yourself to this stuff, use your Mac or desktop versions instead, like x.com, instagram.com. Get off the mechanism of it being on a small screen on your phone, deleting your brain matter. Another thing that we'll do is, if you are on these platforms, you need to block or filter out with the platform's capabilities any slop or triggering content and people. All right, my block list on keywords is like 100 now on Twitter. I've blocked everything that is triggering me. Another thing that I've done is I've unfollowed everyone on Instagram, even old friends and acquaintances. So I've detached from even the need for participating in other people's lives through digital means. And then another thing I need you guys to do is to turn off all of the notifications on your phone. Make them notifications that pop up as a notification if it is a text, but don't have it show you the text. Do it to where you get to click on it, right? We're adding friction to this process of being attached to the phone, because this is a big problem, guys. This is a huge, huge problem. It's become so much of a problem to where you can win just by not participating in this. It's really a shame. And then another thing I would recommend is to travel as soon as possible, not a month out, 2 months out. I'm talking next week. Book a trip. Make sure it's not solo. It's got to be with someone else. Get out of the country. Maybe if you can't get out of the country, do something, get in the nice weather. Once you're around someone else, you're going to realize how stupid it is to even participate in conversations about this stuff, and you're going to laugh at yourself. You're going to be like, I really can't believe if this guy wasn't here with me right now, I'd be scrolling on Twitter or on TikTok, watching Candace Owens talk about Erica Kirk stuff that literally does not do anything for you. None of this stuff. Think about. So ask yourself these questions. Now I want you to ask yourself these questions. Do you even have your own opinions? Look past the 3 months, the things you were talking about and making opinions on about the war, the Claudebot, the looks maxing, Epstein files. Do you even have your own opinions? Ask yourself, where did this benefit me or distract me? None of this did. A year ago was the last war in the Middle East. None of that benefited me. None of the Epstein files benefited. They were all major distractions to the public. Okay? And you fell for it. Another thing you can ask yourself is, do you even have original thoughts of your own that aren't influenced by these narratives and culture, right? What are you avoiding when this impulse arises? Are you avoiding making content? Are you avoiding working with clients? Are you avoiding working on your product? Are you avoiding doing sales? You can, once Opal blocks the app on your phone and you get that pull, you got to really realize, like, what am I avoiding? All right. So ask yourself those questions. And finally, cui bono. This means who benefits. Really ask yourself in order to conceptualize why it's bad. Who's benefiting? Who's benefiting from you understanding Clav frame mogging? Obviously, Clav, obviously, the peptides companies, obviously, the Clippers. Who's benefiting when Claudebot is being spammed everywhere? Who's benefiting when these Epstein files are being released to the public? Who's benefiting from these prediction markets? It's not you. Someone is, though, benefiting from you seeing all this and understanding these concepts. So you really got to ask yourself, who benefits, and can you be someone who benefits instead from creating narratives, creating content, feeding this machine? Okay. Now, finally, before we get finished up here, as I don't want to be a distraction to you, you need to realize that healthy feedback loops in real life look like the following: calling your mom or your dad and having a conversation not about these topics, but about you and their life. All right. Helping your clients, having no time for this stuff, networking, meeting other people. All right. You don't need social media to do networking unless you are a content creator, which very few of you probably are. But if so, still, you can do this all from your computer, no scrolling on your phone. Taking meetings and closing sales gives you real feedback from real people in real life, whether it's done virtually. Journaling, this is huge. When was the last time you journaled? At least a page. Talking to strangers. All right. You're going to go outside, you're going to talk to strangers. You're going to start to realize that, you're stuck in this bubble of thought. Working out and doing cardio, opening your airways to create new oxidative pathways. This will help you create new thoughts. Planning events to look forward to is huge. So if you have nothing to look forward to, of course you're stuck with this stuff. But you need to plan events to look forward to. Traveling to new places, once again, absorbing new culture, realizing how stupid it is to be laying in bed during the day, stuck on your phone. Participating in your communities that you're a part of, being the person who initiates in your friend group or in your community certain action. All right. Meditation, prayer, analyzing your dreams, reading books. These are all things that are real healthy feedback loops. I want you to think 10 years back when this stuff didn't exist, Instagram Reels, X being the center for all information. And remember to where you had to like meet up with people on a bike and not know, like you had to use a landline, a home phone. You were absorbed in the world, in the real world. All right. So if you're trying to make money, these are all distractions. Cui bono, who benefits? Once you realize who benefits, you get out of here fast. This is eating you alive. Oh, you got this. You got this.